Phoenix Splash TV. Hi there, this is Josh from Phoenix Splash TV, and I'm going to talk about the announcement of Shenmue 1 and 2 HD and why these are very important games that you need to play, even if you don't play video games. Now, I used to talk about Shenmue a whole lot on this channel, and even though I don't mention it as much, I still feel like this channel kind of centers around Japanese-oriented material. Such as Japanese music and Japanese wrestling. I think it's no surprise that I always admired and adored the Japanese approach to art. And that love started with this video game known as Shenmue. What is Shenmue? I wouldn't even consider it a video game. I kind of consider it a real-life simulator where you basically get to travel to 1980s Japan and Hong Kong and live out an epic story of discovering the truth about the murder of your father. Unlike most simulators, Shenmue manages to get into your head and make you feel like you're really there. The realism within Shenmue is still unmatched by video games today, and this realism is why Shenmue just feels so real, from shops closing at specific times to the civilians having their own daily routines and interesting things to say. Shenmue 1 doesn't transport you to Japan as a tourist, but rather as someone who's been living there all his life. People know your name and you really feel like you're part of a community that really cares about you as an individual. From easy to understand quick time events to just killing time at the arcade, there's a plethora of stories to hear and things to do within Shenmue. Sometimes when I play Shenmue, I merely just go to the arcade and pop a few games of Space Harrier and then go to the bar at night to shoot some pool. You can buy cassette tapes, toy capsules, and even win special items at the convenience store. Eventually, the game will get even more real and make you get a job where you can forklift crates and of course street race with these forklifts, just like in real life. All of this while you uncover and take on a gang known as the Mad Angels with good old-fashioned jujitsu. Shenmue 2 takes a different approach. Instead of placing you in a community, it places you as a new face in Hong Kong. You don't know where you are, and much like in real life, you'll have to ask for directions to get around. Shenmue 2's environment is huge compared to Shenmue 1's, so you lose a little bit of realism, but instead you get a larger story, and the more you progress through the game, the more friends you make. In Shenmue 2, you eventually make yourself part of the community, and will grow attached to many of the characters, many of which act as mentors and pass on really good advice that you can take with you in real life. The more you explore within Shenmue 2, the more awesome things you'll find. There are many Easter eggs and games to play, and different conversations and scenes that you can have within Shenmue 2. I've been playing the game for years and years, and every time I replay it, it is a different experience. If you're not really into video games and are worried that Shenmue will be too hard, don't worry. Though the game is very deep, it is one of the easiest games that I've ever played. If you're confused on what to do in the game, all you have to do is just ask one of the in-game characters for help. Even on the parts where you are left alone with a puzzle, someone will eventually come along to help you if the game thinks that you're having too much trouble. Like I mentioned before, the Shenmue series is more of an experience than an actual video game. For people who love Japanese music and art, I'd at least give Shenmue 1 a chance. The game takes place in Yokosuka, which many people believe is the birthplace of a music style called Visual Kei. And it is the birthplace of a very famous Japanese musician named Hide. Many people have even visited the Yokosuka area Shenmue takes place at, and the location is pretty spot on. I literally mean it when I say Shenmue transports you to 1980s Japan. So yeah, I am very happy that these two games are going to be re-released on modern gaming consoles and PC. Before, you would have had to find an old Dreamcast and hard to find copies of the original Shenmue. But now more people will be able to enjoy these games or experiences, and I hope that whoever is watching this video will decide to take that step into 1980s Japan and follow a boy's journey that leads him into Hong Kong. It is truly a surreal experience that you will not find in any other video game. Anyways guys, thanks for watching. This is Josh the Music Man, signing off.